What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday nights. Leo AZ's in the house. Alex is here. Harris, what's happening? Jonathan, my man, is here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We'll see who else comes in. I want to talk about who the Yankees can actually trade for tonight. Not tonight, but who they can actually trade for this offseason and get better. This talks about, and we'll go over these guys. This talks about Corbin Burnes, Dylan Cease, Shane Bieber, pitchers from the Marlins. What could you see as being the most realistic? There's so many different topics coming up and so many different proposals and ideas coming forth, and a lot of interesting ones. And unfortunately, a lot of like Corbin Burnes, I highly doubt him and Devin Williams are going to come in a package trade, but you never know. Consiglieri's in the house. The Emperor, how you doing? Are you settling in? You settling in the Lone Star State, my man? You settling in? It's the new Prime Minister of Texas right there, Joel. That's right. My consigliere. I would agree. We keep saying this too, Jonathan. The Marlins trade is most likely because Dylan Cease, the asking price is through the roof right now for Dylan Cease. And Dylan Cease and Garen Crochet, if that's what you want to go, it's going to be even higher, right? So, and Devin Williams and Corbin Burnes. Corbin Burnes himself is going to be through the roof. The asking price is crazy high. I am not going to give up Will Warren or Chase Hampton for Corbin Burnes, not for 1 year of them. Hell no. And I wouldn't give either one up for Ceases either. Shane Bieber, I don't think will have to. So maybe you can give up an Everson Pereira and maybe a pitching prospect like Yoendris Gomez or something like that. But I can't see Emmanuel Clase being packaged with him, even though there was a rumor yesterday by an uncorroborated source that that they were talking to the Dodgers about packaging Bieber and Clase to the Dodgers. So, but it wasn't corroborated by anybody. Roy, what's happening, man? Donald, what's happening? Cal EL, what's going on? Yeah. House Peppers in the house. What's good? Hit that like button if you don't mind, gang. I don't know why my thing hasn't struck yet. Sometimes it takes my banner a few minutes to my background. Oh, there it is. Takes it a few minutes to kick on for some reason. I have no idea. Let me know what you think. I think it's pretty cool. Try to get a goal of 50 subs each live stream and 200 likes if we can. We'll see. It's holidays, a little bit more low key today, but we'll see what we can do. Rebound year from Rodon will be gigantic, Rob. Huge, beyond huge. Glaber, yeah, I still think Glaber is a trade candidate, Jonathan. Again, it keeps going back to the Marlins, right? Now, Kim Ng is not there anymore, so I don't know if the desire for Glaber Torres is still there, but Yankees have other bats. They can package Pereira, they can package Peraza, they can package a catcher, okay, to the Marlins for a pitcher, maybe one starter and a reliever if possible. So the Yankees do have enough to facilitate a trade with the Marlins. And I think they present themselves, and I'm with you, Jonathan, they present themselves as the most logical and realistic choice. Okay. And they don't have to give up pitching prospects. So, and that to me is a more appealing trade than trading with the other teams. Now we're also hearing that from Heyman, Jack Curry, Ken Rosenthal, that the Yankees are talking about a little bit more aggressively, talking about Jordan Montgomery now. So something to keep an eye on too. I mean, I put out a short earlier. Anybody who's expecting an apology, the Yankees are burning cash, but forget about that. Let's get real. That's not going to happen. It's a business decision. Okay. Sivia, shout out, Alaska's in the house. Josh Hader's still a free agent. I'm not surprised, Jason. I do think that I think I don't know if he's waiting for Jordan Hicks to sign or to see what his market is actually, because we really don't know what his market is right now. I still haven't predicted to go to Texas, but we'll see. So, but Rob, this talks about bringing back Monty. We'll see what it's going to be. I'm interested to see what the next week to 10 days are going to be like. Garen, what's happening? How are you? Australia's in there. We got Alaska in here. We have Australia in here. We got a global chat. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I hope you had a great Christmas too, Garen. Thank you so much. Same to you. Happy holidays to everybody. Really happy and merry. I don't know if Mitch Keller's available, James, but he would be an appealing. Mitch Keller and a David Bednar would be a nice package trade too. Stephen B. Happy holidays, Al. Yeah. Monty does not come with a compensation exactly because he was acquired at the trade deadline. So the only guy that's left, I think, at this point, well, two guys, Cody Bellinger and Josh Hader. They're attached to QOs. So, um, after this year, the Yankees would have a couple guys that might walk that are attached to QOs. Gleyber Torres, Alex Verdugo. He wants Soto, but I don't think Soto's going to walk. But um, that's going to be interesting too. Kal-El, what's happening? Fortress of Solitude. That's what you. That's the place to be, man. That's the place to be. CWE's in the house. Davey, Daniel. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to cost Harris. He may cost a little bit less, but you might be. You could probably get it. Honestly, you could probably get Monty and Shota Imanaga and the reliever for less than it's going to cost, or less than the Dodgers pay for Yamamoto. So, and people are still obsessing, crying over Yamamoto. Like, let's move on. Who cares? He's not a Yankee. You know, he fleeced the Dodgers. Good for him. You know, Sivia, man. If we got Hader and David Bednar for the bullpen, oh man, that would be pretty crazy. I think we're gonna re-sign Soto too. So Monty's, yeah, he's gotten he's figured himself out a little bit more. He's a pretty durable pitcher too. So, you know, Montgomery. So Peanut wants to get Jordan Montgomery, Frankie Montez, and Josh Hader. That'd be a pretty good rest of the offseason, Peanut. I wouldn't complain about that. Honestly, I really wouldn't. Um, yeah, I remember that, Jason. I remember that. 95 Indians invested a lot. Just like the Padres over the last couple of years, too. They invested a lot, and it hasn't panned out, you know? Yeah, he didn't want to be the Yankee. I mean, who cares? Let's just move on. Yuri Perez Roy, as far as we know right now, is not available from the Marlins. So, Rangers won. Good. Yeah, I mean, a good trade before New Year's would be nice. It would be nice. But I had a question for you too, because I mean, there's so many people so still to this day so outraged over Yamamoto going to the Dodgers. I had just a curious question. What reporter or source was so credible that we had to believe that it was a disaster for not signing Yamamoto? Can anybody tell me that? I'm just curious. What beat writer or source content creator who was so credible that we had to believe that without any proof at all? Anybody? Does anybody have any? I'm curious. That's why I'm asking. Can we pull up a trade? I think it's unlikely franchise because they're going to ask for a fleece job from us. So they'll try to fleece us. So I can't see Framber Valdez, honestly. But I think I am with you, CWE too, and with Jonathan. I think that the most realistic and the most doable trades probably with the Marlins. The Burns rumors, yeah, all things Yankees. I heard about the Burns rumors, but the asking price is supremely high. And I'm personally for 1 year Burns. There's no way I'm giving up Will Warren or Chase Hampton. There's no way in the world I'm doing that. So we'll see. Um, I wouldn't, Brandon. No excuse not getting that. They don't speak for the Yankees, Brandon. So let's let's let it play out. And if they don't extend them, never want to. Yeah, I don't. No. I think that's baloney. Never win a World Series if they don't extend them. No, I don't buy that. So, but it might be easier to re-sign Soto now that we have 300 million we didn't spend on Yamamoto. Yeah. Do I think they're going to sign him? Yeah, I think they will. But at the end of the day, he's one player. They have other holes that they need to fill. So, and that's a pretty. I mean, I don't believe that one, Brandon. That they'll never win a World Series if they don't. So irrelevant, yeah. Nah, that's baloney, Brandon. Baloney. They were the most valuable franchise in all of baseball without Soto, without Judge. They were the most valuable franchise in all of baseball without either one of them. Now they're both here. So I think the Yankees will be fine. It's a little bit too far. So yeah, exactly. Too, and I'm with Jonathan. I don't see the Yankees trading for Juan Soto just to let him walk. At the end of the day, I think they'll bring him back. But if somebody wants to give him a ridiculous amount of money, it doesn't make the Yankees irrelevant. I'm keeping emotions out of this one, Brandon. So keeping emotions out of it. As hard as it can be sometimes, I think we got to. I think it's important to live in some kind of reality. Oh, it's not exactly, Jason. Yeah, it's not always the big names. Rangers show how the right names, the right fits, make an impact. Evaldi, Montgomery, like you know, uh, what's his name? The other pitcher that they brought from the Rockies. Oh goodness, I forgot his name. It'll come back to me. John Gray, another one. Like key fits, huge contributors for them. Huge contributors for them. So yeah, I mean, one plug ace. Yeah, I know a lot of folks are not feeling Hater and Daniel. I get it. I wish Snell would be. My Yankees wish would be. I mean, Snell and Imanaga would like two starting pitchers and one reliever. That's my Yankees wish right now. Daniel, it's kind of rotating as to who, but if we can get Snell if we can get Snell on a 5-year deal, which is I think it's going to be hard, I would be about that. But the good thing is none of these guys are going to cost them a 10-year deal or a 12-year deal, so they're not going to be hamstrung for over a decade. So that is a silver lining to me. Again, Soto, Stanton, rode down to the Dodge. Yeah, doubtful, JJ. Doubtful. Soto has several bad years. Oh, really? What bad years, Jay? What bad years? It's the highest on-base percentage career in all baseball. What bad years? And you said several, so I want you to point them out. And I'm going to look them up, and I want you to explain why they're bad. Yeah, I mean, Trevor Bauer right now is a last resort for me, Brandon Moore. Like honestly, um, he's not. Yeah, I mean, we have other priorities right now. We do have other priorities. So Corbin Burns and Dev Williams or Josh Hader. If I had to choose between the two, it'd be Josh Hader because Josh Hader is only going to cost cash. Corbin Burns and Devin Williams will cost a lot. And I'm not giving up Will Warren or Chase Hampton for Corbin Burns. And then they can just replace Devin Williams by signing Jordan Hicks. So that's the way I look at it too, Nelson. If I'm going to go down that road, I would just rather get Josh Hader. But starting pitching in Jordan Hicks debut, I mean, you're right on. You're right on. And I think the Yankees are right now. They're improving around the margins while they're waiting to strike. So, and I can't fault them for that. I really can't. I can't fault them for that. There's no guarantee that Sasaki's going to come out. Why would his team post him early, Jay Lee? They have no incentive to do it. They're going to be walking away from tens of millions of dollars in posting fees. Why would they do that, Jay? Harris Pepper, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're a legend. Appreciate that very, very much. That's very generous of you. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what the price would be franchise for Devin Williams. We'll keep that up, Harris Pepper. You need to be recognized for that. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Not emptying out the farm for Burns and Williams. They could replace Williams in free agency, and Burns they could replace in free agency too. So as much as it would, Burns himself is going to cost the roof. I mean, this beyond above the roof. So it's crazy. Much as I want Jones, I don't see them with Judge, Jones, Dominguez, and so. I mean, if they move Jones to first base, I can see that, Jonathan. I can see if they move to if he's willing to. I can see it. I think it would make sense to do that. Exactly, Bryce. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Cease and Hater. See, he's the asking price for Cease right now is very high, so it'll have to come down. But we'll see. It's a guy to keep an eye on. That's for sure. Murakami, apparently, but we'll see. I don't know if they want to wait until the end of 25 to get posted. CW. I don't know. And again, if Spencer Jones comes here, like I'm not gonna give Murakami like a $200 million deal and then just move on from Spencer Jones if Spencer Jones can do the same thing. So um, they got some decisions to make over the next couple years, CW. That's for sure. Yeah, they are, JJ. Some of this stuff is desperation moves. Like people again, he's saying they're emphasizing again that I would have been. Doesn't matter where Tony would have signed. I would have probably been a Dodger anyway, and blah blah blah. Like who cares at this point? People are still crying over Yamamoto. And I'll ask this again: what person was so credible? What source or content creator was so credible that led us to believe that the offseason was a disaster without Yamamoto? Can anybody answer that? Cody Morris trade for Florial Steele? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a reliever with several years of control. Florial was out of options. So, it made sense. And he was blocked by a lot of outfielders too. So they've quietly added reliever. They added a lefty reliever from the Dodgers. They added Cody Morris to the bullpen. I still see them adding a big arm to the bullpen. So, you know, people are, yes, definitely mad that we have Juan Soto. They definitely are. Joe, why do you want society? Why do people? And why are people so obsessed with Roki Sasaki? That's my other question. What is he? People keep saying, "Oh, they should post early because of a clause in his contract that nobody knows, that nobody can prove." But you know why Shohei Ohtani was posted early? They had to have an exception made for him, and an agreement had to be made between the MLB Players Association and the NPB because Ohtani was a rare two-way player. The only two-way player of that magnitude was Babe Ruth. There's nothing Sasaki does that other pitchers in the major leagues don't do. So, why would his team walk away from $30 to $40 million in posting fees just to post him early? Because he throws hard. Everybody throws hard in the majors. So why is the question? That's the question. Dodgers and us combined got more money than Uncle Steve. Yeah, the Dodgers are owned by like an ownership group. So Magic Johnson's one of the partners. So Sasaki might ask for $300 million. Yeah, he might. He might. And what makes him worth it? Because he throws hard? What makes him worth it is the question. You know what I mean? That's my curiosity. I'm really curious. Well, exactly, Jonathan. Good young talent. I mean, like Murakami's going to cost a boatload, which is why if they hit on a guy like Spencer Jones, why would they move him? Because we're going to need guys like Spencer Jones and Volpe and some of these other guys to Hampton and Warren to offset some of these expensive contracts. Jonathan's 100% spot on. 100%. Why would I pay $300 million for a guy like Sasaki when Chase Hampton has an elite fastball, almost as good as Sasaki? Will Warren's one of the highly touted minor league pitching prospects as well. Why would I do that? And we were fed this stuff like, yeah, Yamamoto has to be a Yankee, otherwise it's the end of the world. Why? Why? Nobody can seem to answer that question. Nobody keeps you can tell me who fed people this stuff every single day. Like, what source was so credible that we had to believe it without any proof? I'm curious. Maybe I'm missing something. Hater, yeah, well, Hater will get you get that's right because he wouldn't go for a 4-out save. Richard would Hater will get hell here. He tries to do that here. He rubbed a lot of San Diego fans the wrong way, rightfully so. So Yankee fans would eat him alive if he did that. Eat him alive. You know, Montgomery he might cost 150. He might cost that. So I mean, you can get Montgomery and Shota and Managa for cheaper than Yamamoto too. I don't know if Bauer's going to be on their radar. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But Edmund, it's something to keep an eye on. That's for sure. It's something to keep an eye on. It would be crazy if the Dodgers crashed out in the NLDS. Yeah, yeah. Don't discount. Rizzo has another year left, and I expect him to be better this year. Aristotle, thank you. Joe's a great dude. Well, I appreciate the excuse me, I appreciate the kindness. I really do. Joe's a good guy. He's a really good guy. But I appreciate the kind words, Harris. Thank you very much. I love Joey. I'm Saki. What's my incentive of being posted early? Well, exactly the other thing too, Dave. Yeah, exactly. I'd be looking for Yamamoto. If he came out early right now, okay, he would be subject to the international spending pool. And the Yankees have upwards of $5 million. So that's all he would get. And then he would be posted. You'd have 3 years of pre-arb and 3 years of arb. Just like Ohtani did. 6 years on the cheap. So it wouldn't necessarily be 25. Okay, so if he went that route, he would be like 27 or something like that. Like Ohtani's 29 right now, and he went that route. He got posted at 23 early, but an exception was made for him. So, and again, like, what's the incentive for him or his team? Like, it's crazy how some folks are just obsessing about this guy, Roki Sasaki. It's crazy. Yeah, the White Sox wanted Jackson Holliday. Exactly. He's the number one prospect in all of baseball. Like, get real. You know that's not going to happen. I could see the Orioles trading for Corbin Burns over Dylan Cease. That's like a ridiculous ask. You know? Dominguez and Jones. Yes, no way. Never. I wouldn't give either for Dylan Cease. Forget about both. They're crazy. Female Yankee fan. Oh, we got a lot of them in here, Joe. We got a lot of them in here. Some good, great fans. Jaylee, are you okay? Are you okay, dude? Batted 230 twice and only played full season twice. 230s for 2 years and only played a full season twice. Oh man. Sorry, I'm just laughing here. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh, a DL man. Really? Let's see. How many? Let's see. 116 games, 150 games. He plays almost every game every year. So, yeah, I don't know what the I don't know what the program you're on, Jay, but you keep doing that. Waste Jones at first base when he really is a good defensive. He's a good defensive outfielder, but so is Dominguez. Again, like, where would you play Soto is the question. And Judge. So, like, that's the question too. And again, but I heard Jones is a better athlete too. So heard he's an amazing athlete. You know. Yeah, the Orioles have done. I mean, the Blue Jays signed IKF today. Brandon, um, get them likes up, gang. Let's try to get 200 likes if we can. We got 200 people in here right now. Murakami's been playing third base recently. He can play the corners. Maybe third base would be an option. I mean, DJ will still be here, but you can shift him to a utility guy at that point. So, Joey, he is all passion. He's all heart and passion, Joey, from the shift. That's right. All passion, baby. And he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. How is it legal? Well, it's according to the new CBA that was signed in 2021, there's unlimited deferred money allowed in this new CBA. So they can defer as much as they want to, Harris, unfortunately. And that's how it's legal. So it stinks, but it's legal. But, at the end of the day, the Dodgers are going to pay him $68 million per year the 10 years after he's playing. So they're going to be hurting later. So, one way or another, they're gonna pay for this. I think more than they think so, more than they want to. So, but that's how they can do it, Harris. That's the easiest way to put that forth. There's an unlimited deferred money clause in the new CBA that was agreed to by the Players Association and the owners, and which is crazy, but that's how he's allowed to do that, Harris. That's how he's allowed to do it. Pitching again, defense. Sean, home run swing. I don't know about that, Sean. We added a whole bunch of contact hitters, Sean. We added a whole bunch of contact hitters. So, Talbot, what's good, my man? They got some value for Florial. We've been talking about that too, Jonathan. Yep. TT's in the house. If Torres gets moved, it's got to be for pitching. So, Sal, if he gets moved, it's got to be for pitching. I mean, that's the way I see it. Like, it doesn't make any sense to move him without getting pitching in return. So, Devin, what's good? What's happening, man? I'm with you, Ty. I think it's gonna right at this point with the moves that they've made for the bullpen so far. I think it's gonna be 2 stars and 1 reliever is Talbot. I think so. So, but we'll see. And a trade for Bieber is probably the most logical behind a trade with the Marlins. The Marlins want bats. We want arms. It's perfect. I mean, it's a perfect match. They can make this thing happen. So, any chance you can leave a 4 to 5 line comment on screen long enough to actually? Excuse me, Steve. I don't know which line. Which one did I? I'm trying to give everybody some attention here. So, which one are you asking about, Steve? Yeah, exactly. $325 million plus a $50 million posting fee for a pitcher that's not thrown. Yeah, the Yankees to me dodged a bullet. They dodged a bullet. They really did. So. Yeah, I mean, Crochet, I would prefer, Garen. I would prefer to get Crochet without Cease, but if you can get both of them, it would cost a good amount. But now that we're hearing the asking price for Cease, I would move on from Cease and just go after Crochet if I could. The asking price is through the roof right now for Dylan Cease. No surprise. No surprise. So, all things are Matt Chapman. He's going to get probably $25 million a year, I would imagine, if you're talking about Matt Chapman. Kershaw, he had shoulder surgery. He's not pitching until August. So, he won't be here anytime soon. Steve Cohen, I mean, he's just making moves here and there and more strategic this offseason. He shot his load last offseason. It didn't work out. He's learned his lesson now. He's got to reconfigure and strategize a little bit differently. So, and smart. I mean, he knows he's a smart money man, JJ. He knows not to make that move again. He's gonna come at a different approach. So Yankees won't pay Soto. Oh, they will, Sean. They will. They'll pay him. They know that too. They know that. So, I mean, this would be a good running Yeah, I mean, a trade with the Marlins for Luzardo or Cabrera. I would like Luzardo. I would like Braxton Garrett, but we can get Cabrera. I would make a trade, and I would try to get one of their relievers too, Andrew Nardi or AJ Puck or one of those guys. I would look to try to get one of those too. I would. Bieber, yeah, I mean, the only reason I would bring him back is to reunite him with Matt Blake. When he was at his best, he was under Matt Blake's tutelage franchise. So as long as he doesn't cost a ransom, then I would consider it. That's the only way to reunite him with Blake. So Spencer Jones. Let's look up Spencer Jones' stats here. He's already went from rookie ball 2 to like double A this year. So he's went up 2 levels in systems this year. So that's pretty darn good. 16 home runs, 66 RBIs this year, about a 267, 43 stolen bases. 43 stolen bases and 480 at bats. Okay. That's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. That's a pretty solid year. So I would say mediocre just yet. And that's a pretty good get. Again, he's got 64 likes. Let's try to get to 200 likes, Ken, if we can. Get that like. Smash that like button if you don't mind, gang. It's greatly appreciated. But Spencer Jones, and he's now working with Aaron Judge's hitting coach, as is Anthony Rizzo, trying to cut down on his strikeouts, trying to improve his plate discipline. So I'm happy about that. Would I trade Dominguez, Hampton, and Jones for J-Ram, Bieber, and Klein? That's a good question. I'm going to leave this up for other folks. Probably not. Probably not, Brandon. But that's me. Yeah. Blaming the analytics department. Yeah. He didn't blame Cashman. He blamed analytics. Yeah. Yariel Rodriguez. We're hearing more about him right now, Billy Branch. Clemens is in the house. We're hearing more about him right now. So he's another one. He's 26-year-old, hard-throwing right-hander. Cuba. Also played in Japan. And he's available too. So, I'll definitely keep you updated on him. Corbin and UFC. Again, Corbin Burns would be a great pitcher, but at what price is the question, right? That's the question. No. That's a good one, Joe. Soto can't pitch. Why would he want to show Ohtani money? $40 million per season for 12. He's going to get a hell of a lot more than that, JJ. Okay? He's 5 years younger than Ohtani. 5 years younger. He's going to make more per season than Aaron Judge. That's a given. And he would not accept 12 years, 480. He wouldn't. I know that right now. I don't expect him to get less than 600. I don't. No, I don't think so, Josie. I think they'll do better than Montez and Manea as the two gets. Just watch out. Just keep an eye on Montgomery. Keep an eye on Imanaga too. Um, that is a tough call in that proposal. Class A, I mean, Class A's got 5 years of control. J Ram's got a couple more years. I think 3 or 4. Bieber's going to be free agent after 1. We'd be giving him like 20 years of control. So that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Um, it is a tough call. I'm right down the wire on that proposal, in all honesty. But that's a pretty baller trade proposal. It's pretty baller. Trade for Luis Castillo or Logan Gilbert. I know somebody was saying that yesterday. A Seattle beat writer was saying that. Neither one of them have been made available yet, but um, Castillo's about to start a 5-year, $115 million contract extension at 31. So if I'm going to choose one of those guys, it's going to be Logan Gilbert probably, but he's going to cost a lot. So Yariel Rodriguez is definitely a bullpen piece. Cubans are very exciting to watch, Billy. Very exciting to watch. Yeah, exactly. Not everybody's El Duque. He was a unique in his own right. I mean, him and Levon Hernandez were probably the 2 most unique Cuban pitchers in baseball history, Major League Baseball history. We'll see CWB if they offer him a contract extension. I don't see a scenario where they offer him less than $600 million. They know he will turn it down. Yep, El Duque, right? I know exactly. Yeah, I'm hearing that Joe. Yeah, I'm hearing the same thing. Spencer Jones might be ready before Jones is back healthy. Dominguez is back healthy, but we never know. He's in Double-A right now, so he's going to get invited to spring training. We'll see. We'll see. This is probably more representative. 600 for 12 years for Soto. Something like that's probably more representative. Again, he's 25. Otani's 30 at the start of his contract. 30. It's a huge difference. So, Mitch Keller and Paul Blackburn. Yeah, I don't know if Keller's available. Is he available? The Soto give Yankee? I doubt it. Soto's represented by Scott Boras, Jason. I don't think that's possible, in all honesty. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, nothing's going to be deferred for Soto. They're not going to do that. I mean, Montez, he's a solid arm. He would be a second guy I would get here, not a first guy, right? So, so many people are running with this give up home runs thing from Anaga. In 1 year, he gave up a good amount of home runs. Okay. He elicits a lot of swing and miss pitches, and he generates as much strikeouts as Yamamoto does. So, and it's a little bit different here in the majors, and he would be utilized differently too. So, I wouldn't be worried about him being a home run derby pitcher. He's a hell of a lot better than Keigawa was. I know a couple of people have been saying that he's drawing Keigawa comparisons and all this stuff. I don't know, but I don't know if I believe that. Yeah. So, yeah, he is. Yes, he is. He's definitely a smart baseball mind. Yeah, Soto's not going to get any deferred money. And I agree, Boris will get him an opt-out. It makes sense. He likes his star players to cash in twice. Get him an opt-out after 5 or 6 years or something like that. I'd be fine with Montez, too, as long as they got a frontline pitcher alongside him, ahead of him. Yamanaga, you get him for 5 years, 80, and that's 25% of what the price was for Yamamoto, which is crazy. And Jonathan, he'll be working with Matt Blake, so they'll be fine tuning his repertoire. I'm confident of that. He would be if he came here. I'm confident of that, and that's something Matt Blake is well aware of. So, in Matt Blake, I trust, man. I do. Verdugo, Verdugo, I think, is going to play. Uh, Verdugo is going to play left for the meantime, and I wouldn't play Dominguez in the outfield this year at all. I would DH him and let him ease his way back and make sure he's healthy. I keep him out of the field, Dominguez. I think it's smart to play him. Just like the way they brought Bryce Harper back in a DH role, let him show that he's healthy, and then you put him back in the field. That's what I would do. All right, we got 113 likes. Let's try to get to 200 likes, gang. Smash that like button. Let's get those likes up. Let's try to get to 200, gang. I greatly appreciate it. And if anybody in here hasn't subscribed yet, hit the sub button. It's greatly appreciated too. Jacob Petruzzi's in the house. What's good, man? What is good? Oh, we had two subscribers here tonight. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stanton does block the DH spot. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I think Verdugo is going to be pretty good, actually. So, Hawaiian. Aloha, my friend. Can't teammate 20. Yeah, exactly. Mix of exactly, Harris. Well said. We got to hit on some of these young kids to balance out some of the more expensive contracts in order for the Yankees to stay in some semblance of, not payroll hell. And I do think the Yankees will do that, which is why they're holding on to guys like Jones and are hesitant to trade Will Warren and Chase Hampton and Anthony Volpe, because we need them to hit on some of these guys. We really do. Yeah, Spencer Jones Young is that freaky athletic. So is Jason Dominguez. A lot of these guys are, athletes, which is one reason I don't see some of these trades that are being talked about. I don't see like a Jorge Soler free agent signing. I don't see a anything like that. I really don't. Yeah, Jacob Yamamoto's apparently so, but I'm over it. I don't care. Yamamoto's not here. It sounded like he was using the teams and using the Mets and the Yankees. So let him. Got your bag from the Dodgers. Oh well. Moving on. I'm not wasting my time talking about Yamamoto anymore. I don't know. It's one of the things I preached for weeks before he signed, was to be ready for to pivot quickly from Yamamoto, because we were fed so much of this Soto stuff every single day, multiple times a day. And if we didn't get both, it was the end of the world. Okay, we got Soto. He was the bigger fish. We'll get the rest. And he could be. You exactly right. Exactly right, Mike Perez. He could be a bust. I'm not saying he will be, but he could be. Don't know. Don't know. Yeah, Framber Valdez. Unfortunately, I think Yankees being a rival, they're going to try to fleece the Yankees for Valdez. So I would pass on him unless you can get him on a deal that's not a fleece. So Clayton Beer is not ready yet, but he's not far. Harris, he's not far. The Chase Hampton is still in high A. He's the one with the highest ceiling. Will Warren's, I think, is double A right now. He's probably the most highly regarded prospect. And Abita, what they got in the Joey Gallo trade, I could see two of them potentially making the team this year. I really could. So, well, we don't know. They moved with urgency before, Jonathan, so I wouldn't worry. They filled the biggest needs already. They've done that. Now they're waiting the pitching market out. And we could say that for all the other teams that are not working with urgency. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that, Jonathan. Yankees will get pitchers. And again, who now? Warren's in AAA. That's right. Who would they move with urgency right now? There's no one really there's no bidding war for anybody. When they tried to get Yamamoto, it didn't happen. They moved on now. Now they're pivoting. So that was their sense of urgency there. So, but again, it's a waste of time to fret over not getting him. Waste of time. But Beater could be our Kershaw. Yeah, he could be. And it is a little bit of a slow market too, Mike. So again, I could see Montgomery and Snell signing over the next 2 weeks. We'll see. I appreciate that, Danny. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Let's make a movement, a statement. when the Dodgers come to town. Oh, 6. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to one of those games. Got to boo the heck out of Yamamoto, and hopefully, what do you call it? Hopefully, Verdugo hits a home run off of him if he pitches here. That would be awesome. Would be really awesome. No, January is likely going to be a busy month, Jonathan. I would agree. Snell, somebody to think about too. If they can get him on a 5-year deal, then it's probably worth. I wouldn't go 7 years for him. No, hang in there, Bendero. I mean, they quietly made some moves over the last week or two. Quiet trades, stuff like that have quietly gotten better. They traded Florial to the Guardians, got a reliever. They made a trade with the Dodgers, got another reliever. They brought in Jeter down, so they're restocking the arms and the bullpen and prospects and bringing some guys that could be valuable pieces here, which is good. Which is good. I could see the Yankees trading Torres if they were going to get a Marlins pitcher. That's the only way I could see it happening. Friday. Otherwise, I can't really see it. Doesn't make any sense to trade him anywhere else. They don't really need him. This to me, it's too much for Snell. $40 million per for 5. That's too much for me. It would be. I mean, it would be a nice fit to have Burns, but the asking price is crazy high right now for Corbin Burns. So we'll see. You know, exactly, John. Tanaka Matsui. Troll the hell out of Yamamoto and troll the hell out of Otani when they're here. Oh man. Same thing here too, Corey. Same thing here, man. I'm telling you, I can see him pulling them like some surprise signing or a potential big signing. They just saved $300 million. They just saved $300 million dodging a bullet with Yamamoto. So that's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. Verdugo doubles to right, Soto homers to left. 2-0 Yankees when Judge rips a bomb. Welcome. I like what you're thinking. I like where your head is at, Mike Perez. I like it. Marlins pitchers. I honestly, Braxton Garrett or Jesus Luzardo, both lefties. Hey, Michael, what's happening? Should the Yankees trade Stanton? I mean, it's not going to happen, Michael. But with that said, at the very least, ask him if he's willing to waive his no trade clause. But I think he wants to make it right here. I honestly do. So he's been working hard this offseason, and I do expect a bounce back year from him too, and Rizzo. So, yeah, Carl, I mean, you might be right. I mean, in all honesty, Bellinger might fall into their laps. He might fall into their laps. And if that happens, then I think you entertain trading Rizzo. In all honesty, it just makes sense at that point because you could just play Bellinger strictly at first base, right? So, how you doing, Coach? And Yankee did. I mean, if you can get Bellinger, like his market's dwindling, right? It's really shrinking, and I think that if you can get him on a 4-year deal or something like that, you have to jump on that. You really do. And Rizzo is tradable, so I do think somebody, maybe you can trade him back to the Cubs. I don't know. I know the Cubs are talking about maybe signing Rhys Hoskins, but one of them can DH, the other one can play first. So I mean, Rizzo becomes tradable if they sign Bellinger, but I think they're going to address pitching first. And if Bellinger's somehow still available at that point, I could see them jumping on him then. I really could. Pivetta, interesting one. Yeah, interesting option. Yeah, I like Rizzo too, man. Rizzo's a gamer. He's a leader. He's a great teammate. He's a veteran. So, it's it'd be tough to say goodbye to him. But if you can replace him with a guy who's younger by 5 years, like Bellinger, who could essentially do what Rizzo's done in a little bit more enhanced way offensively, then it's something you've got to consider. Really do. So, Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, chicken parm. What's happened, man? A good portion of the. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the Yankees are willing to eat. And he's got to waive his no trade clause. And remember, there was only two teams that he was willing to waive his no trade clause: the Dodgers and the Yankees. So I don't know if that still remains, and I don't know if he's willing to waive his no trade clause. So Rizzo's trade value. I mean, he's healthy, so I don't know how much it would be, but you can get some prospects back. You know, he's only got one more year left, so he's not going to hamstring a team. But if a team wants another bat, like Seattle, maybe that. That's a good. That's a good option. Bellinger's like he could go back to the Cubs too. Cody Bellinger, absolutely. So 20. Oh, you mean Yuri Perez? We talk about Yuri Perez. Yeah, as far as we know, Yuri Perez is not available right now from the Marlins. As far as we know right now, they did put um, Luzardo, Braxton Garrett, and Cabrera on the block to see what they can get in return for them. So those are the arms. If anybody's going to get traded, I think the Marlins will trade amongst those three arms. Potentially more than one of them separately, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, Sooner we'll have to ship Aaron, maybe, possibly, but not anytime soon, JJ. About maybe at the end, if you get a Bellinger for a 4 or 5 year deal at the end of that, then you can ship Judge the first. I think Rizzo's the lieutenant to the guy. He's kind of the consigliere. He's like my consigliere Joel, who's the prime minister of Texas. He's like a consigliere. He really is. He's valuable, Rizzo. He is. So, John. I don't know if that would ever happen, but I don't know. He's a Cali boy, Stanton, but I don't know if he'd be willing to go to the Angels. I'm not sure. But yeah, exactly. I don't think the Dodgers would trade for him now either. Jonathan, I'm with you there too. They essentially don't really need him now. Lorenzen's another interesting Tigers. He was traded to the Phillies. He threw a no hitter with the Phillies. He can give him, a back end depth piece rotation wise. He could do that. He could do that. So Pivetta is another one. Give you a little bit of innings, 142 innings pitched, 11 Ks per nine. Okay, it's not bad. It's not a bad option. There are some decent options out there, solid, credible options for bullpen and rotation that the Yankees can pick and choose if they want to. They really can. Snell, I have a feeling Snell's going to wind up either with. I had initially predicted him to Texas, him and Josh Hader, but I don't know. I mean, if Jordan Montgomery goes elsewhere, and I think he will, then I can see the Texas Rangers signing Blake Snell. I could see them doing that. Michael, you mind me asking, do you sense an injury guy Yankees should? They're not going to release him, Michael. That's not going to happen. They're not going to need $98 million. So that would be insane. That's definitely not in the Yankees' DNA. So he's had a couple of, he's been on the IL with the so unfortunately. So um, he's an injury prone player now. He wasn't that much before, but he is now. He's getting older. He's a big boy, so I think leaning out a little bit, increasing his range of motion and functional strength and all this stuff would be a good idea for him. And I hope that he does that this offseason. I really do. Will the Yankees sign Booning? I don't know. Depends on how well they play this year, GJ. I don't know. Yeah. Yuri Perez, he's not available. So Neil's saying, the only way I would consider that is if we don't have to give up Warren or Hampton. I wouldn't give up either one of those for those guys, Sunil. What would you trade, Sunil? That that Milwaukee would need. So, I mean, it would be a good package to get here, but what would we have to give up in return? And the asking price for Burns by himself is very high. So, and this is a good point, John. It could be affected by the East Coast cold weather. Yeah, it's cold in the East Coast. It's cold. There's no doubt about that. So that's a good point. Change of scenery to the West Coast might be good for him, but I do agree with my consigliere, Joe. They were probably stuck with him the next 4 years. So Luis Hill's coming back, Fernando, from Tommy John. Him and Scott Efros are returning this year from Tommy John. So they're healthy, and so we'll see if he's going to Boston or not. I had predicted him initially to Boston before we knew his wife was taking her dermatological residency at Harvard Medical. But I mean, it makes more. I mean, if he wants to stay in the East Coast, it makes more sense for him to go to the Yankees than it does Boston. But you never know. He could go to Boston. Could. He very good. Lucas Giolito, maybe a back end guy. So Benji, again, it would be like Giolito and Montgomery or something like that would be how I would do it. Montgomery would be the front liner and Giolito on the back end, something like that. So Luis Hill was Tommy John, Fernando. He's returning from Tommy John surgery, Luis Hill. So he's got to make himself back. He's got to work himself back to health and back to pitching health. How is Snell still inside? I think, the pitching market's been slow right now. And, I don't know if people are worried. They're worried about his age. He's 31, JJ. If he was 28, he would have been signed already. But he's 31. People don't want to give him a 5-year or 6-year deal at 31, even if he just won a second Cy Young. As much as crazy as that sounds. But he's 30. He's 31. Yeah, exactly, Cinia. Preparation is from. We won't have to talk about him, and won't have to talk about Yamamoto either. Thank you again, Harris Pepper. I appreciate you. You're the king tonight, man. I appreciate your generosity. The super chats, super stickers. Thank you. Dodgers will pay $1,234,567 per home game, $1 billion over the next 10 years for it. Yep. My goodness. I don't know if Milwaukee needs Gleyber Torres, Pereira, Oswaldo, Rortvedt, and Hill to Milwaukee for. That's a trade I would entertain, Sunil. I would also hope that if they made a trade like that, because you'd be giving up a decent amount of offense with Gleyber Torres, I would hope that they would consider then trying to get a Cody Bellinger here. I really would. But we'll see. Should the Yankees trade for Castillo? I think I would pass, Larry, because he's 31 and he's just starting a 5-year extension. That's very expensive. So I would pass on Luis Castillo. 2-3 years ago would have been better. I would pass now. Soto if you can get Soto for $564 for 12 years, no, 2 opt-outs after 5. Yeah, I mean that's a contract worth, entertaining right there. That's for sure. So, exactly to Joel's point. Burns is a rental. He really is. 1 year Burns, and I would not. I mean, if you can get him and Devin Williams and not have to give up Warren or Hampton, then I would be more interested in seeing if we can actually make a trade. Paul Blackburn, maybe. Not that bad. Paul Blackburn as a back end guy. Again, he would be my second choice if we're going to get 2 starting pitchers. So, AJ, Dylan Cease is intriguing, but the problem is the asking price from the White Sox right now is so high that it would cost them a ransom just to get him, which is crazy. So strike zone and if he's in the house, what is good? How are you, my man? Yelich, yes. I mean, I would avoid Christian Yelich. I would avoid. I'm with you, Harris. Yeah, I agree. I'm I would pass on Yelich. Mind and body relaxation. He could, yes, he could. I mean, if they keep waiting, like, yeah, like the Blue Jays, I don't know if the Blue Jays are going to get him. Like they signed IKF today, and they may. And I know they're looking at Ahmed Rosario because they can both play infield and the outfield, and there's no guarantee Matt Chapman comes back. So if Blue Jays are out of the running, if they're I'm not saying they are, but he may go back to the Cubs. But and he really wanted to be a Yankee. So if he falls into the Yankees' lap, they'd be crazy to not do it. They'd be crazy to not do it, in all honesty. So Stanton and Torres for Bellinger. Bellinger's a free agent, John. Can't trade for him right now. Just talking trades. What trades can the Yankees make, NFE? Friday, the Toronto Blue Jays signed IKF today. 2 years, $15 million with another $1 million in incentives. So, half the funds don't go to me. You mean for super chats, Harris? For any super chats, yeah, YouTube keeps half. YouTube keeps half. So I don't get to keep all of them, unfortunately. But I'm very grateful and appreciative for anybody who is generous enough to to do that. And I like to contribute my whatever I keep to to a charitable foundation as well. One that actually does something, that doesn't pocket the money for executives. Congratulations to the NFE for breaking his first 100 subs today. Drew Phillips, I wouldn't say that you could say that I'm crazy, but he's 31 now. And he's got 5 years ahead of him at 23 million per. So you could think I'm crazy, but I would pass on that. Pham, unfortunately, there's no room for Tommy Pham on the team. So do I have a Cash App or PayPal set up? I personally don't. Is that something I should look into? I mean, I appreciate the people wanting any contribution to come completely to me. I greatly appreciate that. I don't expect super chats and things like that, but it's generally split between myself and YouTube. That's just the agreement that's made. And but I mean, I can do that, Harris Pepper. I can do that. I will look into that in my next live stream on Saturday. I will. I mean, people can, people are free to send. People are free to PayPal, but I'm not asking people to do that. Well, I appreciate that, David. Yeah, I mean, YouTube does take. If it's meant for me, then people can just PayPal me directly or Venmo me directly. But I don't expect people to do that. But I greatly appreciate it if people want to do that. Honestly, Saturday's the open panel, Jonathan. Yes, anybody who wants to join the open panel will be on Saturday night. We'll all be on here, get our voices heard. Bauer, I don't know, Benji. In all honesty, well, you're right about that, Harris Pepper. Private chat me. Can you send me a private chat message, Harris? On here? Just to answer your question. But you can email me if you want. If you want to email me, I'll I'll send you the info that way if you really like. I'll look into it. I'll look into it. And like a Venmo or PayPal, I can do that direct now if you want. Like I can have that. I can get you that information if you want. Just I'll put my email out that way. And he said a private chat on YouTube. I don't know, Jonathan. There's a private chat thing right here. So some people send me messages on here, and I'm not exactly sure how to do it. In all honesty, Jonathan, it's an icon. It says private chat here, and then it's got brand on top of it, banners on top of that, comments on top of that. Here, take. I appreciate that, Harris. Here, this is my email. Just send me an email, and I'll get you that information if you really want that. I'm happy to do that. And I thank you again for it. I really do. I thank you. Just send me an email. Just let me know it's you, and I'll show you how to get to it. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube makes money on every channel that's monetized. Yes, CWA, black belt running coach. That's my email address. I won't beat you up. Harris, email me and I'll email you back, and I appreciate that. But yeah, YouTube makes money off of every channel that's monetized. That's the. I have a couple of different Friday. I have a fourth dan in Hapkido, a Korean martial art, and I have a third dan in Tung Sudo, and I'm also a Korean martial art. I'm working towards my black belt in Jiu-Jitsu also. I'm a belt away from that too. So, and the strike zone here, he's my bodyguard. That's my bodyguard right there, strike zone. You can email me, Davey, but as long as it's the tasteful emails and all that stuff. But that's my email. So, but I appreciate it, Harris. Yeah, Friday. Been doing it for a while. And again, NFE, strike zone too. Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai. So I need him to protect me. That's why he's in here. Keep the peace. Right? Oswaldo could be the super utility with IKF gone. Yeah, he could be. He could be because he does the double duty, the infield and the outfield. He really, really does. So, and for Luzardo, Jesus Luzardo from the Marlins, if you can get him, he'd be a good guy to look into. That's for sure. Where are we? 32 likes away from 200. Let's try to get to Taekwondo. So Taekwondo is very similar to Tung Sudo. It's a Korean combative art, primarily curriculum based, lots of kicks and all that stuff. Hapkido is designed for the street. That street self-defense that's essentially crippling people. Okay, sounds good, Harris. I appreciate that. Thank you again, Harris. Really appreciate your generosity. And Giolito, yeah, he'll get signed, Benji. We're still early in the offseason. There's like 6 weeks before spring training. There's plenty of time. It'll pick up in January quite a bit. So David left Florial, left Jones. Jones is a lot more highly touted than Florial is. But I get what you're saying, David. You can get B brand Class A, then I'm not from Long Island, Harris. I'm from Manhattan. Manhattan. Exactly. If I was 6'5", I'd be a 30 silver. I'm only 5'10", man. Andy Martino, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. Always appreciate you. Krista Flash is in the house. Mr. Flash, my Consigliere's here. Branch Clemens is here. We got all the made men in here right now. We really do. Manhattan, nice, Fernando. PS72, nice. Nice. Benji, if I had to choose between Montez and Manaea, it'd probably be Montez. But I would still want to get like a Montgomery or somebody at a higher caliber pitcher. PS72, nice. Fantastic. Nice. You still live in Manhattan now, Fernando? Why would I leave a corporate job for YouTube? To be happy. I was unhappy in corporate America for one. And I was also fried in corporate America, JJ. I wanted to do what I enjoyed. And if I could monetize what I enjoy, then I would rather do that. Salmon can move for a big man. Who's that, Sean? Move to DC. All right. All right. Oh, cool, Fernando. Nice. PS72 in Brooklyn. All right. Brooklyn's in the house. Worked on Wall Street, Davey. Monty or Snell, Ramanaga. Yeah. If I had to choose between the three, probably Monty. Yario Rodriguez, Boogie Down Bronx. That's right, baby. I don't think Suzuki's rookie Sasaki, if you mean Sasaki, I don't think he's going to get posted until he's 25. So, JT, I don't disagree with that. Marcus Stroman can perform on the big stage in New York, but he's got a little bit of an attitude with him. So I don't know if either one would be a fit, but I wouldn't pick either one of them yet. So he's a good inning eater, yeah. I don't think he's disgruntled. He said so much as well, so that's there's no bad blood between them. Samuel Hung, lead martial arts actor. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I hear you, Tyler Talbot. I hear that, bro. I hear that. Kershaw Managa's posting date. I think it's January 11th. It's a week after Yamamoto's posting date would have been. No, January 11th. Okay. Yep, January 11th. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's peddling these talking points. So, and but I would agree. Harris, I would steer clear of Marcus Stroman. I would steer clear of Zach Greinke. He definitely can't handle New York. He's anxiety. And he's much older. He's a shell of his former self. I would rather just retire him. And let him go to the Hall of Fame. No, somebody said he wanted a public apology from Cashman, JJ. Or somebody suggested he should get it. That's never going to happen. Ever. Never. Montgomery knows this. Everybody knows this. But for some reason, people are peddling this ridiculous propaganda. Apology from Cashman? Like, let's get real. Yeah. Stroman, I mean, he was all right with the Mets, Yeah. I mean, Stroman to me is a good fit for Twins. I think he could replace Sonny Gray. I think he'd be a good fit in Minnesota. I really do. I really, really do. But I'm going to wrap this up, gang. I want to thank you all for coming on, giving me your input. Like the ideas, the free agencies, signings, the trades, the proposals. I like it. Yeah, he won't. No. Yep. was yes, Harris. If Rodon and Cortez return to form, we'll be fine. Especially Rodon. Hmm. Appreciate you, AJ. It's my pleasure, man. I thank you. But yeah, let me let you all go. I want you to have a great night. And for those that are off this week, hopefully you enjoy a good holiday week. Hit that like button on the way out. Let's try to get to 200 likes if we can. We're 14 away from 200. I thank you so much, and I appreciate you all. Peace and love to all of you. I'm doing we're going live again on Saturday night. It's an open panel, so if anybody wants to come on, be heard, have their voices heard, come and join us. Peace.